I used to
Nice.
masturbate a lot, and when I was 10 I had a technique where I'd let off a load into a sock then wash it and quickly dry it. Now I couldn't leave it hanging outside or use a dryer, otherwise my family would have seen it and probably smell it or whatnot. So I'd put it inside my gas heater unit.
Oh
Unfortunately
shit.
my sock had caught on fire inside the unit, blew it up and
Oh
set
my
my house on
gosh.
fire. Only my brother was home at the time, and he managed to survive. The house did not. For 5 years we
Oh
stayed
my
from caravan
goodness.
park to caravan park whilst we waited for
Damn.
confirmation that it was not arson and we could receive an insurance payout. We eventually did and scraped together money to start rebuilding the house. The house is still being rebuilt to this day, and it shames me anytime I have to visit my
Damn.
parents living in a tiny mobile home where my backyard once was.
Damn, bro.
I
Listen,
have been
just
pretending to
bro.
be
That's why you just gotta use some tissue, bro. Tissue, put the motherfucker in the trash, bro. That's it. And they like, hey, what is this about? Well, that's my snot from I had to sneeze something. Just getting too technical, bro. Getting too clever with this scheme. Just fucking you. It's fucked up. Nah, fucked up your whole life, bro. Just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Get that tissue right down the toilet. That's all you gotta do. Or just do it in the toilet. Come on, man.
colorblind to everyone I have ever known, including my own parents since I was in 3rd grade. I am
Why?
now 28 years old. I even convinced an optometrist of it.
How?
I had something very similar happen to
What
me.
are you doing?
OP. We'll
Hmm.
call him Tim. Tim was my best friend, and he
Okay.
always came to me when he needed someone. His
Okay.
mom was bipolar and made his life really tough, and he didn't know his dad. We had 2 or 3 other suicide scares, but we talked him out of it and brought him back from the edge. Well,
Oh my
this week
goodness.
he comes to school Monday and just seemed off. We
Hmm.
tried to talk to him, but he never really responded. Partway
That's
through the week, he calls me and asks if he can stay at my place, that he can't stand his mom. I
okay.
ask my dad and he says no, saying that Tim needs to deal with his problems at home.
Bro, like, bro, I get it, cause like that's his family, that's kind of his shit. Like, bro, if he's asking, he's in a troubled situation, he's asking for help. You just go like, nah, bro, you go over there. Just stay with your like, L parent, bro. I ain't gonna lie, L parent,
I
bro.
explain to Tim what the situation was and he says okay and hangs up. That Friday,
Damn.
I noticed that he seemed different at school, and I had a really bad feeling about it. He didn't even seem there. I tried to talk to him or something, but he just wasn't himself.
Bro.
After school, another friend brought him home at the end of the day, and he was the last person to see Tim alive. I got a call later that night that he had hung himself. It's been 2 years and I still regret not helping Tim. I feel like there was something I could have done. It just sucks that I couldn't help him that time, and that's all it took for him to slip away. But thing number 2,
Damn, bro.
my cousin has let me feel up her breasts for the
But
past.
like, oh, I mean, cause I get it. That's the same one for me. Like, I don't really like. I get the help at work or whatever or at school, cause that's not. But like, if you can't help me outside of work or outside of school, you're not really like a friend, bro. You're kind of just an associate. Like, I get that part, but it's like, bro, she was still trying. Her parents said no, she can't. Like, you want her to sneak out the house and do. That's probably what you wanted. Not gonna lie. You should sneak out the house and try to come help him. But like, bro, that's I don't know, but that's just hard. And then she tried to help him at school, like try to talk to him at school. Nigga just ain't want like, come on, bro. Like, damn.
3 years we started when she was 13 and I was 16.
Hey,
We never did
yo.
anything else, never below the belt or anything, and we never talked about it. I've since stopped doing it by avoiding being alone with her, so neither of us try something, but we never talk
Damn.
about
So y'all
it.
gotta
If that
avoid each
came
other?
out, I probably wouldn't be able to face that side of the family ever again. I get nervous going to family gatherings sometimes because of what they don't know.
That's crazy.
You can't go from suicidal friend story to
Yeah, that's
incest.
some
I
crazy.
can't
That's crazy.
handle such extreme
Yeah, that's
changes.
a little crazy, bro.
My grade 6 teacher let me touch her boobs once.
Fire. Nice.
Honestly, I've kinda been waiting for a thread
That
like
was
this to
fire.
come up. None of my friends know any of this, and I don't want to
Okay.
tell them. Not so much a lack of
I
trust
mean, not
as
really
there is
fire. I mean, that's a little pedo, but that's fire for the kid to be able to, you know what I'm saying?
an ability to understand. So, when I was in middle high school, my mom, sister, and I were living with my stepfather, better school district from where I was. Everything was fine for a few years, but he got crazy. Whenever my mom
What?
left for work, my sister and I were left alone with him until he left. He worked second shift.
Okay.
First he'd start with yelling at us for no good reason.
Nah, this
A
nigga
reason,
crazy.
yes, but never a good one. It was always insignificant. Needless to say, my sis and I were scared shitless when this happened. Things escalated from there. He'd start hitting us almost every day. Again, always over something insignificant. A good example was when I hung one of his shirts with the hanger hook facing left instead of right.
Nigga,
It got to a
what?
point several times where he'd actually grab whichever one of us happened to be in his way and hold us off the ground, against the wall, by the throat. To make it clear, my mother knew about none of this.
Why
The
y'all
man
ain't say
knew how to
nothing?
hit you so it didn't leave a mark. And here's an obscenely good
Oh
liar.
my
Anytime we
God.
tried to call him out to her, he'd lie his way around it. The only time that other side came out around her, he blamed it on his heart medicine. My sister moved out
Nah.
when she turned 18, but I still had 3 years
Oh
left.
my
So now all of his
goodness.
anger was directed at me. One time in my
Bro, this
senior
same
year.
shit low key happened in The Boys, where it was a flashback in what the name is, the main character nigga, the Australia, had to leave his brother, and his brother got stuck with the abusive father.
Yeah, I was actually scared for my life and ran off into the woods next to the house until my mom got home. She finally believed me then, and we made plans to leave as soon as I graduated. She told him she wanted to leave, and he of course decided that I was costing him his marriage. Those last few months were heck, but in June of last year we moved. I'm now in
Hey,
college,
good shit,
safely
bro.
away from him.
I ain't gonna
What?
lie, bro. I would have minked that. I would have had to scrap. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I would have minked that nigga or something. I would have hit that nigga with a pole or some shit upside the head. I would have had to. There ain't no way, especially if I'm fucking 17 or up. Hey, yeah. If I'm older than 17, I'm minking that nigga. I'm hitting him with some shit upside the head. He is not gonna just get away with the shit he got away with. Ain't no way. Now 16 is a little different because you still real young. You just but like 17, I'll be putting on some muscle, boy, something. I'll be out here about it, man.
While I bear no malice against him, I will not forgive the crap he put me through.
Man,
Also, it feels wonderful to finally get this
I
off
would
my
have had to
chest
duke
and
it
tell
out.
it to
I ain't gonna lie.
someone. Even if
Especially now. What I do is, as soon as I graduate, bulk up on that nigga, put some weight on, and then get my revenge. We go out to fight. We go out to scrap it out. I'm out to get, you know.
nobody reads this.
Yeah, you gotta let it
When
know,
I
bro.
was
You gotta let it
17,
know.
I was gang debauched after a party. The cops didn't believe me. My
Damn.
parents didn't believe me. And everyone who I've told since has stopped talking to me.
What the
It was
fuck?
not pretty. I was cut up at a party, beaten and thrown in my
Oh
car.
my gosh.
They drove donuts in the grass field next to a church on a Saturday night. Sunday morning, fricked up my car and left me battered and bruised in the back seat. I woke up initially when I was being violated. Only think gang as I do remember multiple voices at this point, but then tried to keep myself awake long enough between blackouts by blasting music. So the cops found me at the wheel of my car with people lining up for church with fricking metal blasting on repeat. I planned murders in retribution but decided it was better to just leave. The only proof I had was that I shat blood for a week, but I felt so bad I couldn't even show anyone. Crapping when you have a rectal tear is a terrible thing.
Ow.
The thing that hurt the most was that no one believed me. I did make stories and lies, but none to this extent.
Damn,
I was about 23 and was working kind of
That's
late.
why I feel bad for like girls, bro, cause shit like that happen, and I don't know. For me, I don't care if you telling lies, told lies, bro. I'm doing a full fucking investigation. I'm not just gonna sit here and say, oh no, she's just making up shit. No, bro. Because even if you are okay, cool, like at least we know you lying, but like at least you gotta see the shit through. I'm not just gonna say, oh no, she just lying. No, bro. Nah, bro. It ain't no be just, oh well, her story doesn't add a little bit. No, nah, we doing the full fucking thorough we going, man, nah. Crazy.
A friend wanted to go out and was bugging me about it. He's gay, I'm not. But eventually he talked me into it. So we go to a little dive bar and are hanging out, just chatting. A couple of friends were supposed to come too, but they never showed up. I was nursing
Okay.
my first gin and tonic when I went to the bathroom. I
Okay.
came back and finished my drink, and that's when
Oh
things started
no,
getting
you should have
fuzzy.
known. Ah, damn.
I knew something
You
was
know.
wrong, so I ordered water for my second drink, but it didn't work. My world was spinning, and
Oh
I had basically lost
no.
control of my motor functions. My memory is pretty rough too. I remember my head on the bar, and he was rubbing my crotch.
Your
I
friend?
remember him helping me to his car, dragging me up his stairs, passing out on his floor, him blowing
What?
me. I was back in his car at one point and then I woke up in my bed. I felt like crap and was totally surprised that my car
This
was in
was
the
your
driveway.
friend?
I have no idea how I got home. At one point in the night I left an incoherent voicemail on my best bud's phone, so I was debauched, and I was so embarrassed. He totally got away with it. I've
What? So it was looking kind of like my friend wanted me about it. Damn. Nah, they probably planned that. Well, not they, but the person. Because if your friends just randomly show up and the one time your friends didn't show up, he randomly tries to do some shit to you. Nah, bro. That's what? Nah. Mm-mm. Whoever that friend was, we gotta, bro. I gotta see what's up. No
never
way.
told anyone, not even my
No
wife. She
way,
knows
bro.
something happened, just not the extent. He is not your
Damn.
friend.
Yeah, that wasn't your friend, bro.
When I
That's
was 6,
what?
back when Snake was all
I
the
wondered if he
rage,
still talked to that person. Like, what's going on with that situation with them?
I remember watching my older brother playing his game. He loved it, so much so that when I went to play it, he would only let me play it if I sat on his lap. So I did,
Man.
because I was so desperate for my brother to love me. He always bullied me, especially when he would babysit me, and I was so happy
Oh,
that he was hugging me and treating me like a sister. One day,
man.
we brought the system up into my room. He told me I could only play if I was naked.
Oh
I said
my
okay.
god, bro. What's up with niggas, man? I kind of figured with the sitting on the lap shit. Like, I don't really like letting people sit on my lap. I don't really care. Like, I don't know. I just, that shit. Unless you like a kid, I don't even know. Even with a kid, it's just, like, I don't know, bro. Like, just to play the game. Like, I get, like, if they don't know where to sit, you know what I'm saying? And the girl got to sit on your lap, your sister got it. But, like, just to play the game, bro, I kind of figured something was fishy. Just to play the game, she got to sit on your lap? Like, nah, bro, nah, she's talking about I gotta do it. Like, man, oh my.
He then took off his pants and laid me on the bed.
Ay,
I
ay,
remember
ay.
saying to him that I wanted to play the game. He said okay, but only if he could poke me.
Oh my
So I tried to play
goodness.
the game, but he kept bumping into me and shaking me. He got angry and yanked the controller from my hand and told me to close my eyes and that I could play a game later. So I did. He just kept going, and then he stopped. This happened as a weekly thing. Sometimes he would let me
What?
play, others he would force me to just lay there. He stopped fricking me when I was 7.5 and he left to go live with my dad. I never realized what had happened until my mom had the talk with me when I was 10. I
What?
didn't tell her because everyone loves my brother and I wanted him to love me. To this
No,
day, no
bro.
one knows about this in my family except for me. We talked about it once when I was 18 and graduating. He apologized and all what I could ask him was if he loved me, ever. He didn't say a word. I asked him why he did it.
What?
He asked me if I ever told anyone. I said no and I repeated my question. He said he couldn't tell me why and then left. He
What? Oh. Fuck. I was trying to catch up on the first part, and it's another part. Oh my. Okay, so apologize when I asked him love me. If he loved you ever, so he didn't love you as a sister. Maybe he didn't want to specify why he didn't want to specify his love for you or something. Like if it was some not family love, it was some weird other love. Like then you asked him again, and he asked if you ever told anyone. And you said no, And then you asked him again, and he said he couldn't tell me why. So he can't tell you what the. And then he kissed. What
Killed himself
the
a week
fight?
later. I still feel as though if I never asked him, if I never brought it up, if he would still be
Uh,
alive.
uh, maybe yeah, I get it. Like he's probably thinking about that for that whole week about, oh my gosh, what did I do to my sister? Oh my, why did I do that? He probably was thinking that for a long time.
The fricked up thing is that I would do anything, even letting him have his way with me, if it meant he was
What?
alive. Now the most fricked up
Oh
part.
my
Let us flash
gosh.
forward to a few months ago, just about to hit 10 years after his suicide. My dad found a letter my brother had written, in an envelope, tucked away in my dad's attic with all of my brother's belongings. My dad didn't open it, just handed it to me as it was addressed to me. I did it
Okay.
because I love you. So since posting this, the first time in a few months, I was able to, I guess, breathe easier.
Wait. Oh, yeah, see, I figured that was the reason he did it. That was the reason he was quote unquote is because he loved her in a different way. Yep. Jesus, bro.
I
And then she's talking about she would like what this is a fucked up relationship between these two, bro. This is your brother. He doing the crazy with you, and then you just want to play the game, and you just want him to love you as a sister, and he loved you in a different way. And now you saying you will let him have his way with you just to have him back? You didn't. You could have said I would give anything to have him back. You didn't say you would have to let him. Like, bro, what?
told my husband. Actually, I showed him this. He knew mine right away. Side note, never use your husband's nickname for you as a screen name.
Oh my
Dub and
god.
shipped my son to his mother's for the weekend so he can take me to tell my family. So
Oh
this,
my
right here,
gosh.
is directed at him since he doesn't seem to get it. I don't want to. I don't want to destroy my family. I already caused my brother to kill himself and I will not give my mother a heart attack. Frick you right now, Eric, for not understanding me.
Oh my
Bro,
god.
that's pretty intense.
Yeah, that shit
Thanks
was
for sharing.
crazy, bro.